everyone, my name is Katia, and today I'm going to show you how to crochet this hand warmers. We start with granny squares, then we attach these details, and you'll have yourself a pair. It's actually an easy pattern. If you know how to work your double crochets and your single crochets, you'll be able to make these. For this project, you're going to need number 4 medium weight yarn. I have it in 2 colors. You're also going to need 2 hook sizes, a 5mm crochet hook, and also a 4.5mm crochet hook. And you're going to need your scissors and a tapestry needle. Using our 5mm crochet hook, let's go ahead and start with the slip knot. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Using the first chain, let's go ahead and slip stitch. Into this ring, we're going to work on our double crochets. So for round 1, let's start with the chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This chain 3 stands as the first double crochet. Go ahead and work 1 more double crochet. And 1 more double crochet. So far we have 3 double crochets. I'm going to work my yarn tail in, so I'm holding on to it. Chain 2, 1, 2, and back into this ring, go ahead and work 3 more double crochets. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2, and repeat. Work 3 double crochets into the ring. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2. And let's work 1 more set of 3 double crochets. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2, and to end this round, you should have 4 sets of 3 double crochets. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And to end, we're going to slip stitch using the 3rd chain. So counting here, this is 1, 2, 3. Pick up both loops of that chain. And slip stitch into that chain. So here we finished round 1. Let's go ahead and work on round 2. You can go ahead and pull on this yarn tail and it'll tighten the center. Now for round 2, let's go ahead and start with the chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. This chain 3 stands as the first double crochets. Now right over here where we finished working round 1 with this chain 2, we're going to work 2 more double crochets using the same chain 2 space. So go ahead and work 1 double crochet, going back into that same chain 2 space that we just finished, and work 1 more double crochet back into that same space. Here we have a total of 3 double crochets. Don't chain, jump into the next chain 2 space and work your corner. And the corner is 3 double crochets. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2, and work 3 more double crochets back into that same chain 2 space. So here's 1, 2, and 3. And now we're just going to repeat. We're not chaining. We're going to jump into the next chain 2 space and work a corner. So 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2, and 3 more double crochets back into that same stitch. Now we need a total of 4 corners, and we're just going to continue. Now we're going to find the next chain 2 space and work a corner. 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2, and 3 more double crochets back into that same chain 2 space. And now all we need to do is finish the last corner that we started. So here we have 1, 2, and 3 corners, and this one is unfinished. And to finish this corner, we're going to start by working 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2, 1, 2, And now we're just going to slip stitch using the third chain. So here's 1, 2, and 3 into this top third chain. Pick up both loops and let's go ahead and slip stitch to end round 2. And this is how it looks like. For round 3, let's go ahead and start with the chain 3. 1, 2, 3. This chain 3 stands as the first double crochet. And we're just going to go ahead and repeat. We're going to work 2 more double crochets, working them into this last chain 2 space that we just finished round 2. So go ahead and work 1 double crochet into that space and 1 more double crochet back into that same space. And here we have a total of 3 double crochets. Now find your next space between the 3 double crochets. So skip this 3 double crochets and right over here you'll see the next space before the corner. And into that space we're going to work 3 double crochets. Remember, we're not chaining, we're just working 3 double crochets. Now, let's go ahead and work a corner. So we're going to find our next chain 2 space right over here and work a corner. And the corner is 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, chain 2, and work 3 more double crochets back into that same stitch. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Now again, we're going to find the space between this 3 double crochets here and 3 double crochets here, which is right here. You can kind of see it. Into that space, we're going to work 3 double crochets. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Now into the next chain 2 space, let's go ahead and work a corner. We're going to start with 3 double crochets. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2 and work 3 more double crochets back into that same chain 2 space. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Now go ahead and repeat. You're going to work 3 double crochets into this space right over here. You're going to work a corner and 3 double crochets into the space right here, and I'll meet you right over here to end this round. We're going to work a corner together. So here I just finished working on 3 double crochets into the space right here between the 3 double crochets and 3 double crochets of the previous round. And to end this round, we're just going to go ahead and start working our 3 double crochets into the corner. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2 and slip stitch using the third chain at the beginning of the round. So here's 1, 2, 3. Into this chain right over here, we're going to slip stitch. Round 4 will be our last round. Let's go ahead and start the same way. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This chain 3 stands as the first double crochet. Go ahead and work 2 more double crochets using that last chain 2 space that we just slip stitched and finished working. Now we're going to have 2 spaces. So here's our first space, and into this space we're going to work 3 double crochets. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Now go ahead and work your 3 double crochets using the next space right here. So skip this 3 double crochets and into this space work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Here we have the corner, and into this corner we're going to work our next corner. And to do that we need 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2 and work 3 more double crochets back into that same chain 2 space. 2 and 3. Now again we're going to repeat. We're going to work 3 double crochets into this space right here between the double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Jump to the next space and work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And now let's go ahead and work a corner into this chain 2 space right here. Work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2 and 3 more double crochets back into that same chain 2 space. So 1, 2, and 3. So continue working like this. You're going to work 3 double crochets here, 3 double crochets here, corner into the chain 2 space, 3 double crochets right over here, and 3 double crochets right over here, and I'll meet you right over here at the end to show you how to finish this round. To end this round, let's go ahead and work 3 double crochets into the last chain 2 space. So here's 1, 2, and 3, chain 2, 1 and 2, and go ahead and slip stitch into the third chain right on top of the round that we just started. So using those 2 loops, let's go ahead and slip stitch. Now chain 1 and cut your yarn, which I already did. Leave a long tail for sewing. And here we finished our first granny square. You're going to need a total of 4. Let's go ahead and work on this yarn tail first and go ahead and tighten it a little bit more. And using these double crochets around 1, we're just going to insert our needle, picking up back loops, as many as you can. Pull through. Now drop 1 loop. And we're just going to come right back where we started. Pick up those loops. Try to pick up the back loops only. And pull through. And one more time, coming right back, we're just going to go ahead and pick up the back loops of the double crochets and pull through, and you are done. You can cut this yarn tail and repeat the same process to all the rest of the squares. Using our 2 granny squares, let's go ahead and put the right sides together. And what you want here is one of the yarn tails is going to be on one side, right over here, because we're going to be using this yarn tail to sew this side together, and the other yarn tail is going to be on the opposite side, right over here, because we need to go ahead and sew this side together. So one on this side and one on the opposite side. And go ahead and align the 2 granny squares together, and we're going to go ahead and whip stitch one of the sides first. Where the chain 2 is right here, we're going to pick up the center loop and pick up one of the loops from the back and insert your needle and pull through. Now we're just going to come right up using the second loop. And now we're positioned in the way where it'll be easier for us to whip stitch. I'm going to come this way so you can see better. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and pick up loops of both sides and whip stitch them together. So go ahead and find them. You decide here if you want to pick up both loops or just 1 loop from each side. I'm going to be using 1 loop from each side, but it really is up to you here. It doesn't matter how you do it. It's just a preference of the finished product. And I'm just going to pick up 1 loop, and I'm trying to align my stitches so that way they're the same exact stitches. So meaning that this is a double crochet, another double crochet, and another double crochet. You just want to try to align it the best that you can so that way the squares are even, and just whip stitch this side together. And that's what I'm going to do. We have these 2 sides that are sewn together, and what we need to do is we're just going to go ahead and make a big loop using those same 2 chains. So here's my loop. I'm going to insert my needle into that loop and tighten it, and now I'm just going to go ahead and use these stitches right here and hide my yarn tail. So I'm just picking up back loops, and I'm just going to go ahead and work back and forth. And we are done with this side. You can go ahead and cut this yarn tail. We don't need it. Now let's go ahead and repeat the same thing to this side, but on this side we don't want to finish all the way. We want to keep some of the double crochets unworked because we need to make room for our thumb. And so here we're going to start the same way. So go ahead and find your chain twos and align them, and go ahead and whip stitch using either both loops from each side or just one loop. You decide. And here we're just going to continue and whip stitch the same exact way. So picking up both loops and whip stitch. And I'm just going to continue. Here, when we try it on, we want to make sure that this area is open for the thumb to go through. And I think that's enough for me. And what I did is I left this corner unworked, and then this space right here is unworked between the corner and the 3 double crochets. And I did pick up 1 double crochet stitch right here, and I whip stitch that stitch, but you can leave this 3 unworked. It's up to you, but I just picked up the first one, and I'm just going to go ahead and end my sewing here. And this is how it looks like on both sides. And let's go ahead and hide our yarn tails really quickly. Okay, we can cut this yarn tail. Turn your work, and now we're ready for the next part. Using our 4.5mm crochet hook and the 2 granny squares that we just attached together, you want this to be at the bottom part, and right over here, this area, we're going to start here first. And if you notice, over here we have this space and then the 3 double crochets. I'm going to go ahead and insert my hook into that space. Now remember, you can start anywhere you like, but I like to start there. Wrap your new color around your hook and pull through. Hold on to the yarn tail, and we're going to go ahead and chain 10. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, if you want yours to be longer, you can just continue and chain more, but I'm going to stop here. Into the second chain from the hook, so don't count this one, but go count this one. So here's 1, 2, into this chain, work 1 single crochet. And we're going to work single crochets all along this chain. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we need one more. Total will be 9. So pick up your last chain, and here is 9. So here we worked a total of 9 single crochets. Now next, what we need to do, I'm just going to go ahead and quickly use this tail right here and this double crochets and kind of slip stitch this tail into those double crochets. Like so. So you can just hide it. And one more time. Next, let's go ahead and find our middle double crochet. So here we have a total of 3. So here's 1, 1, 2, and 3. Find your second double crochet. So right into this space right here, go ahead and work a single crochet. Now turn your work, pick up this single crochets that we just worked on, and we're going to work single crochet coming right back up. And total you should have 9. So here's 1. So I'm just going to pick up that first single crochet, work my single crochet into that space, and just continue. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Chain 1, turn your work, and now we need to come back down, and we're just going to work 1 single crochet. So work 1 single crochet into that very first stitch, and we need to work a total of 9 single crochets. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now we need to attach it to the granny square, and we're going to go ahead and find the space between the 3 double crochets. So here's our 3 double crochets and 3 double crochets here. Into this space right here, go ahead and work 1 single crochet. Turn your work, and now we're going to work single crochets using the stitches right here. So go ahead and work on your single crochets. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now we need to come back down. So chain 1, turn your work, and using the single crochet stitches, we're just going to work our next set of single crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now we're going to find our next space, and again we're going to find the middle double crochet. So here's 1, 2, 3. We need to find the second one, so don't work into this one, but go ahead and find your second one and work a single crochet using that top of double crochet. So here we work the single crochet, turn your work, and now we're just going to work single crochets along this side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Chain 1, turn your work, and now we need to come back down. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now we're just going to find the space between the 3 double crochets, which is right over here, and work your single crochet using that space. Turn your work and work 1 single crochet using these single crochets of the previous row. Eight and 9. Chain 1 and repeat. You're going to come right down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now again, we're just going to find our second double crochet. So here's a 1, 2. So don't go into this one, but go into this one and work a single crochet. Turn your work and work 1 single crochet right along the side. And that's how you're going to repeat, is just work your single crochets here, chain 1, single crochets coming down, and then into the next one you're going to work your single crochet into the space and repeat, single crochet into this space and repeat, and like that. I'll meet you right over here to show you how to work a single crochet here into this space. coming to the side right here, and if you notice we have this area right here. So here's our 3 double crochets, and then we have one area right here. We need to work a single crochet into that space, and then turn our work, and then repeat, and just work single crochets all along the side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Chain 1, and then we're going to come right back down. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now we're going to work a single crochet using this area right here where we sewed these 2 sides together. So go into any of the space that you can find and work a single crochet into that area. Turn your work, and you're going to work your single crochet. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Chain 1, turn your work, and repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now we're just going to jump to the next side and into this space right here. So here's our 3 double crochets. So here's 1, 2, 3. Right in here we have the space, and go ahead and work your single crochet into that space. Turn your work and repeat. Work your single crochets. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Chain 1, turn your work, and repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now it's just the same thing. We're just going to pick up the double crochet, the middle double crochet. So not this one, but going to the middle one and work your single crochet. And like that, you're just going to go back up, work your single crochets, then come down and go into this space and then repeat. So you're just going to continue working until I meet you right over here. And same thing here, you're going to work your row into this space too. And then I'll meet you right over here to show you how to finish this. So here I finished working, and I just worked my last single crochet into the space right here. And when I tried it on, I noticed that it fits me perfectly and I don't need to add any more rows. And I'm going to stop here, but if you feel like you need to make yours wider, what you can do is you can work a single crochet into the space right here and add a couple more rows, but I'm going to stop here. And you want to finish on the top right here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to chain 1 and cut a long yarn tail because we need to sew the 2 sides together. Go ahead and pull out your hook, tighten it. And what we're going to do is turn our work. So using our needle, we're going to go ahead and align the stitches together. And go ahead and bring your needle using this space right here in this stitch. And I'm going to go ahead and whip stitch mine. So I'm coming back up, picking up loops, and whip stitching them together. Same thing as we did before. Now you can pick up one loop or both loops, it's up to you here. And I'm going to continue and whip stitch it together. Now that this top side is done, let's go ahead and work on this area right here where our fingers is going to go. Right over here. We're going to work on this side right here. And I'll show you how that's done. So now we're going to work on this side right here and leave it open. It's okay, we'll come back and work on the thumb area later. So go ahead and insert your hook using this chain to space the corner. Insert your hook. Pull your new yarn through, hold on to your yarn tail, and we're going to chain 5. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Remember, you can make yours longer if you want to. Now into the second chain from the hook, we're going to go ahead and work our single crochet, same exact way as before, but this time we're only going to work 4 single crochets. So here's 3 and 4. Now once again, I'm just going to go ahead and hide this yarn tail really quickly using the stitches. Or you can weave it in later if you want to, it's your choice here. So now that this is ready, we're just going to continue. And again, we're going to find our second double crochet. So here we have a set of 3. So here's 1, 2, into this single crochet, go ahead and work double crochet, I should say, work a single crochet into that double crochet stitch. Turn your work and we're going to work our single crochets. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 1, turn your work, and we're going to repeat. So work 1 single crochet. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to move to the next area, which is right over here, the space between the 3 double crochets. Go ahead and work your single crochet into that space. Turn your work and work 1 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 1, turn your work, and work 1 single crochet coming down. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to repeat. So now again, we're going to pick up the second stitch, work a single crochet into that stitch, turn your work, don't chain 1, don't forget, we don't chain 1. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We do chain 1 here to help us turn. And again, we're going to come down. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to pick up this space right here and work a single crochet into that space. And we're going to repeat. So continue working like this. And right over here, we're not going to work our single crochet, and I'll meet you right over here where we slip stitch the side together to show you how to work on this area right here. Here I just finished working the single crochet into the space right here, and I went up working my single crochets, chain 1, and came right down. And now what we're going to do is we're going to skip this area right here where we slip stitched the 2 granny squares together. We're not going to work a single crochet here, but instead we're going to continue and work a single crochet into this space right here. In the same exact way, we're going to work single crochet, turn, and work 4 single crochets using these single crochets of the previous row. 2, 3, and 4. Chain 1, turn our work, and repeat coming down using those single crochets. 2, 3, and 4. And now same thing, we're just going to repeat. We're going to find second double crochet and work a single crochet into that double crochet, and then come back up and then down, and then repeat the same thing until we get to this space right here. And I'll show you what to do next. I finished working on this side and I stopped right on the top right here, and all we're going to do is chain one and cut a long tail for sewing. Turn your work inside out, and what we're going to do next is we're going to whip stitch these two sides together right here and then work on the thumb area and we'll be done. Right over here into this corner space, so here's our 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets. We're going to go ahead and insert our hook using that chain 2 space. Pull your new yarn through, hold on to your yarn tail, and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the second chain from the hook, we're going to work 1 single crochet, just like before. And we need to work 2 more single crochets. So here's 2, and our last one 3. So far we have 3 single crochets. Now what we need to do is find the 3 double crochets. So here's 1, 2, 3. Into the middle one, we're going to go ahead and work 1 single crochet. I'm working my yarn tail in as I go. And now we're just going to go ahead and work 3 single crochets. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, and let's repeat. Coming down, we're going to work 1 single crochet into the 3 stitches, so 2 and 3. And now we're going to pick up the next space, and the next space will be right over here. So into this space between the double crochets, go ahead and work 1 single crochet. Now turn your work, and we're going to work 1 single crochet into this single crochets of the previous row. Chain 1, turn your work, and work 1 single crochet coming down. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Now let's go ahead and find our next space, and we're going to work 1 single crochet right into this. So here we have our 3 double crochets. So here's 1, 2, 3. Right into the stitch right here, I'm going to go ahead and work my single crochet. Now if you're having a hard time finding it, don't worry about it. Just try to add your single crochet anywhere along that side where you slip stitched it together, or sewn it together I should say. And now let's go ahead and work 1 single crochet, 2 and 3. Chain 1, turn your work, and we're going to work 1 single crochet coming down, 2 and 3. Let's go ahead and find our next space. We're going to skip this area right here where we whip stitched it together, and we're going to jump to the next 3 double crochets. So here's 1, 2, 3. Anywhere, it doesn't have to be exact. Go ahead and work your single crochet. So I'm actually going to work my single crochet right over here. So work your single crochet, and now turn your work and work 1 single crochet coming back up, 2 and 3. Chain 1, turn your work, and now work 1 single crochet all along these single crochets from the previous row. And now let's go ahead and find our next space. And so here we worked on top of our double crochet. We have an area right over here. We're going to jump to that space and work 1 single crochet. Turn your work, and now let's go ahead and work single crochets. So here's 1, 2 and 3. Chain 1, work, and let's come back down. 1, 2, and 3. Now let's take a look. We're going to work 1 single crochet right on top of the second double crochet. So here's 1, 2, into that stitch, work 1 single crochet, turn your work, and work 1 single crochet on top. Now let's go ahead and try it on. We want to make sure it's fitting us tight and not too loose. And we're going to sew this 2 sides together, and I feel like I can add a couple of more, so I'm just going to continue. And all it is here is just finding your spaces to work your single crochets into the granny square. So let's go ahead and chain 1, turn our work, and come back down. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Let's go ahead and find our next space. So right over here, we just finished working a single crochet on top of the double crochet. And right over here, I have another area that I can go ahead and work my single crochet. So I'm going to use that space and work my single crochet into that area. And now turn your work and go ahead and work 1 single crochet. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, come down, and work 1 single crochet coming back. Actually, before we do that, let's try it on one more time. So let's try it on. And I feel like this is perfect for me. I'm going to stop here. Now, if you feel like you need to add a couple more, what you can do is use this space right here and add another single crochet into the space. And then you want to finish right on top. Chain 1, cut your yarn, long tail for sewing, same as before. Pull out your hook, tighten it, and we're going to go ahead and whip stitch this 2 sides together. Here I finished hand warmers. Go ahead and make a second one and you'll have yourself a pair. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.